everyone. This is Alex, your host and founder of the Tiger Talk podcast. We have a lot to get into it today. We're going to be talking about LSU football, LSU men's and women's basketball, and a sneak preview on LSU baseball. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the Tiger Talk podcast. I am your host, Alex, founder of the Tiger Talk podcast. Guys, thank you so much for the downloads. You can download Tiger Talk podcast wherever podcasts are available. You can also like and subscribe and share on my YouTube channel, the Tiger Talk podcast YouTube channel. All links will be in the description below. Also, what will be in the description below is a link to my online apparel store called SEC 316. What is that? SEC 316 combines two of my favorite passions. My passion number one, Jesus Christ and seeing the lost get saved in the verse John 3:16. Passion number two, the SEC, obviously LSU football. So it combines both of my favorite passions. We have sweatshirts, we have t-shirts, we have stickers, we have laptop cases. So we have something for everybody. We even have hats. So y'all go look into SEC 316. And one amazing thing that differentiates SEC 316 from any other clothing brand is this money, guys, that comes in from SEC 316. Every time you buy something, it does not go back to me. It goes back directly into ministries to see the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ and to see people get saved, the lost get saved. So y'all go check it out. All links will be in the description. Y'all follow me on X. I still call it Twitter. All links will be in the description below. So enough with that. So I want to get into today. Just a quick summary of LSU football. LSU has retained defensive coordinator Blake Baker, which is massive. And also retained cornerbacks coach Corey Raymond and Kevin Peoples. Reports indicate LSU is set to hire Elijah Robinson, Syracuse co-defensive coordinator and former Texas A&M assistant, as the new defensive line coach. Also, it was announced, I believe, yesterday that former Kentucky and Alabama offensive line coach Eric Wolford is set to be LSU's new offensive line coach. Me personally, I'm a little weary on Eric, but you know what? I go back to the motto, in lane I trust. Early signing period success. Kiffin and the new staff secured a strong signing class, notably landing the number one wide receiver in Louisiana, Jabari Mack. LSU also successfully flipped multiple commitments from the SEC rivals, including receiver Corey Barber from Ole Miss and offensive lineman Ryan Merritt from Ole Miss and wide receiver Braden Allen from Oklahoma. It was also announced yesterday that LSU's bowl game destination. LSU will play Houston in the 2025 Texas Bowl on December 27th. I may or may not make appearance to that game. We shall see. But I am calling it now. This is the last year for LSU football to go to the Texas Bowl, or as they should call it by now, the Tiger Bowl, because I think we've played since 2015 5 or 6 times in Texas. So we shall see. I truly believe this is the last time LSU is going to play in that type of bowl game. I believe next year, and definitely moving forward, LSU will be in the college football bracket. So that's just kind of a recap for just these past couple days with LSU football. I kind of want to switch to LSU basketball, women's and men's. Let's start with women's basketball. The number 5 LSU women's team continued their winning streak, securing their 10th straight victory with a dominant 126-62 win over New Orleans on Saturday. So that's very, very impressive. And the number 5 LSU women's team remains one of the premier teams in the nation and is dominant form early in the season. The Tigers are currently 10-0 after securing their 10th consecutive victory on Sunday, December 7th, with a dominant win over New Orleans. They are an offensive powerhouse. LSU leads the nation in scoring offense and field goal percentage. They recently set an NCAA record for 6 straight 100-point games and have 9 100-point games already this season. Key victory: the team earned a major road victory in the SEC-ACC Challenge, defeating Duke 93-77, showcasing their ability to win under pressure and on the road. Player highlights: the offense is incredibly balanced, with 6 players recently reaching double figures against UNO. Sophomore forward Kate Koval had a career high of 22 points in the latest win. My favorite freshman, Grace Knox, secured her first career double-double, 12 points and 12 rebounds against UNO. Junior guard Mylasia Fawali, senior guard Floje Johnson, and freshman forward Jakaya Johnson continued to lead the high-powered attack. Outlook: LSU is firmly positioned as a national title contender, and I personally expect to see LSU in the Elite Eight, Final Four, and even possibly contending for the national championship game. The offense is among the best ever seen in college basketball, and the team's ability to attack the paint and generate turnovers set them up well for demanding SEC schedule. So I'm really a lot to look forward for the LSU women's side. Let's go to Coach Mac McMahon and company with the LSU men's basketball. It's kind of unfortunate because, man, they start off the season super hot and then they get tested, and not even SEC tested, they get tested and they fall. So hopefully they can really regroup moving forward. But let's look at Coach McMahon and company with LSU men's basketball. The Tigers lost to Texas Tech 82-58 in the Coast to Coast Challenge on Saturday, December 7th. So LSU men's basketball are currently 8-1. The LSU men's team started the season undefeated but faced their first major road test this past weekend. The Tigers suffered their first loss of the season on Sunday, December 7th, falling 82-58 to number 19 Texas Tech in the Coast to Coast Challenge. LSU struggled significantly, and I think that is an understatement, with shooting and hitting only 4 of 24 from outside the arc, 16.7%, and being heavily out-rebounded, 48-33. Prior to the loss, LSU had secured a major win in the ACC-SEC Challenge, defeating Boston College in an overtime thriller, 78-69, led by junior guard Dayton Thomas Jr. with 23 points. Thomas Jr. is the lead scorer and playmaker for the Tigers. Michael Nwako has been a consistent presence, reaching double figures and scoring in 9 consecutive games. So, guys, I think the loss to Texas Tech exposed some shooting and rebounding deficiencies against a top-tier opponent. And I really think Mac McMahon and company have to really kind of straighten that out, because you're about to hit the gauntlet for SEC play. The team's overall 8-1 start remains strong, but Coach Mac McMahon will focus on improving consistency and outside shooting efficiency before SEC play begins in January, and that will be here before you know it. So, again, I have high expectations for LSU women's basketball, and with the same with LSU men's basketball, they truly need to improve, but I think if they can improve in those areas, fix those areas before the gauntlet of SEC play, I think they can make a decent run. Time will tell. I want to just go into a sneak preview of LSU baseball for the 2026 season preparation. Probably mid of next month, I will do a in-depth episode of LSU baseball analysis and etc. Guys, this time last year, as I was just kind of researching LSU baseball, I even said it on my Twitter / my X. Y'all can go back and check. I posted around this time last year, I said, researching this LSU team, I believe LSU is going to go back to Omaha and win the national championship, and that's just what they did. So, looking into LSU baseball for their 2026 season preparation, the reigning 2025 national championships, is currently in the off-season training phase, guys. Currently, the team is engaged in strength and conditioning drills, individual workouts, and planning for the start of official team practices. The fall calendar included scrimmages against Samford and Southeastern, though those are now complete. A personal outlook, key returners. The Tigers return a strong core of position players, including infield mainstays Derek Curiel, Jake Brown, Chris Stanfield, and Stephen Milam. Pause. I went tailgating for the LSU Florida game for football this past year, and I got to personally meet Derek Curiel, Chris Stanfield. I got to meet them, talk to them. I have a picture with them. I did see Jake Brown, but I did not get to meet or talk to him. I hope that will change soon. He's one of my favorite players. Guys, Jake Brown, Derek Curiel, and Chris Stanfield are my favorite players. And Derek Curiel and Chris Stanfield, just such humble guys, truly always giving Jesus Christ the glory, which I love to see, and just very humble, and they really take time when they meet each fan, so I really appreciated the time that they took with me. So shout out to Derek and Chris. Key returning pitchers include Kason Evans, Zach Cowan, and Maverick Rizzi. Coach Jay Johnson's goal is to integrate a new crop of talented recruits with the experienced championship core to maintain elite status. Let's kind of look at the 2026 schedule highlights. The full 56-game schedule has been released, featuring very challenging non-conference and SEC slates. Friday, February 13th, at home in Alex Box. It's the first game back at Alex Box Stadium as reigning national champions. Non-conference tests, February 20th through the 22nd. It's going to be in Jacksonville, Florida, and that's going to be against Indiana, Notre Dame, and USC. It's an early season tournament against quality Power 5 competition. And then Friday, March 13th, starts the SEC opener at Vandy, begins a 30-game conference slate with a tough road series against a rival. Key home series, March 20th through 22nd, April 17th through 19th, May 1st through 3rd, and May 14th through 16th. And those are being played in Baton Rouge against Oklahoma, Texas A&M, South Carolina, and Florida. A favorable SEC home draw against teams that could be vulnerable are teams that could be absolutely dominant. We shall see, but I think that home slate is really amazing. Key road series, April 3rd through 5th and April 10th through 12th. It's going to be at Tennessee and at Ole Miss. That's just challenging road trips, especially given both programs' intentions towards each other, if that's the best way to say it. LSU's schedule includes 31 games against teams that participated in the 2025 NCAA tournament, guaranteeing a rigorous road to the postseason. So really excited about LSU baseball coming up and that moving forward. So something that I wanted to kind of hit on would be something that Lane Kiffin has said in his personal online social media is the transfer portal. And guys, it can't be understated enough the immense just alignment for Blake Baker coming back, being retained. That is huge. So, transfer portal, I think LSU is going to make, Lane Kiffin and company is going to make an absolute splash in the transfer portal. I think they're going to hit it out of the ballpark, and I am extremely excited. So, I just want to get into portal prospects LSU could possibly go after. This is not set in stone. Don't take this as Bible. Don't take this as gospel. This is truly just hypotheticals. These are just some names that have kind of been hot that may enter the transfer portal. So we shall see. Again, this is just speculation. This is just hypotheticals. So portal prospects LSU could go after. DJ Lagway, quarterback for Florida. Seen as a realistic quarterback target for LSU under Kiffin, he has starting experience and could get a fresh start in a QB-friendly offense. Quintravian Winsner, a running back from Texas, a running back who might transfer for more carries in a featured role. LSU could offer volume, tempo, and exposure. Jordan Shipp, wide receiver from North Carolina. He has a proven wide receiver from the portal who could provide receiving depth and take advantage of a revamped LSU offense. Dylan Stewart, he's an edge rusher from South Carolina. And as an edge rusher with a decent production, he fits what LSU might look for in strengthening its pass rush under Kiffin's system. Leonard Moore, he is a cornerback from Notre Dame, a defensive back with decent stats in the portal who could be an attractive DB addition for LSU given their defensive needs. Nick Marsh, wide receiver from Michigan State. One of the top wide receivers entering the portal recently, reports suggest LSU is among his top potential landing spots. Why these names make sense for LSU and Lane Kiffin. LSU now has a substantial NIL budget and a coaching staff structure that could be appealing for portal transfers seeing immediate opportunity. The variety of positions, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, edge, center back, matches areas where LSU is likely aiming to reload or upgrade under a new coaching regime. Some of the names like Nick Marsh, Jordan Shipp are productive pass catchers who could align with the kind of defense Kiffin tends to run. So those are just, again, possible prospects. So here, something I want to talk about is transfer ads or targets. Again, for the offensive line portal additions, or it could just be high priority targets. Braylon Moore from Virginia Tech, already committed to LSU, 6'3", 303 pounds, started 24 games for the Hokies, splitting time between guard in 2023 and center in 2024. In 2024 at center, played 741 snaps, allowed just 3 sacks. PFF graded him 76.9 pass protection and 67.5 run block. With 4 of 5 2025 starters gone, Moore offers immediate stability and experience up front. The program has reportedly had eyes on Falei Famahu, Washington State. Probably slaughtered his name, so my apologies. But he's from Washington State. He's a top-ranked offensive tackle in the portal to help shore up tackle spots, though his status seems more target/visit than locked in. Also need to look at some familiar faces from Ole Miss who could follow Lane Kiffin. Very interested when I see who will hit the transfer portal at Ole Miss once Ole Miss season's over. Some top names to watch out for, emphasis on if they opt out to transfer. Austin Simmons, quarterback, familiar with Kiffin's system, could offer a plug-and-play backup or competition at quarterback. Kawan Lacey, running back, more of a pass-catching space back than a grinded-out runner, would fit motion/RPO heavy offense. Caleb Cunningham, he's a wide receiver, vertical boundary receiver type, could add size and speed to LSU's wide receiver depth. Princewell Imanalayan, he's an edge rusher. He fits value Kiffin's typically places on pass rush when NIL money is available. Overall, what does this suggest roster strategy under Kiffin? LSU seems focused on value buys in the transfer portal, not necessarily chasing big-name stars, but players with good tape, experience, or upside who won't cost obscene NIL money. Emphasis on versatility up front on the O-line and balance on both sides of the ball. Addressing offensive line holes, upgrading pass rush, adding defensive back depth, and rounding out skill positions in running back and wide receiver. Potential to leverage familiarity resources. Example, players from Ole Miss are those comfortable with systems similar to Kiffin's to reduce adjustment risk. So this is just, again, hypothetical 2026 depth chart projection. Again, if everything line up as is, if they truly go after these players, this is just hypothetical. QB starter, DJ Lagway. Why this works, Kiffin historically thrives with big athletic QBs who can run RPOs and stretch the field vertically. Lagway has the arm talent and physical build to replicate what he did with Jackson Dart. Running back, Quintrivion Windsor. He is shifty, good. He's a zone runner and strong in space. Kawan Lacey, Ole Miss transfer candidate. He's a receiving threat. And Trey Holly, a 2025 recruit. Kiffin doesn't need a bruiser. He loves speed backs who can motion out wide and be mismatches. This room fits that perfectly. Wide receiver 1, Nick Marsh, Michigan State transfer, target big outside wide receiver. Wide receiver 2, Caleb Cunningham, Ole Miss transfer candidate. He's a vertical threat. Wide receiver 3, Jordan Shipp, UNC transfer target. He's a reliable possession wide receiver. Depth, Shelton, Sampson, Kingston are 2025 signees. Why does this fit? Kiffin's offensive works best with one big body red zone wide receiver, as in Marsh, one true burner, Cunningham, and one reliable chain mover, Shipp. This is a very quote-unquote Ole Miss style wide receiver room. Tight end starter Trey'Dez Green. Guys, he's just a freak athlete. He mismatches everywhere. Backup Kamorian Pipton. Kifton loves athletic tight ends. Again, he loves them. Green could easily become a first-round talent in the offense. Offensive line, this is just projected. Left tackle, Falali Famehu, portal target, Washington State. Again, I'm pretty sure I slaughtered his name, so sorry about that. Left guard, Emory Jones Jr., a returner. Center, Braylon Moore, Virginia Tech transfer, a big plug-and-play center. Right guard, DJ Chester, a 2025 transfer. If LSU adds them at center, LSU goes from thin to one of the best offensive lines in the SEC. Let's go to defense. Edge and defensive end. Starter, Dylan Stewart, South Carolina transfer target. And starter, Princewell Unamalayan, Ole Miss transfer candidate. Pass rush becomes a strength again, an area LSU desperately needs to fix. Defensive tackle, Deshaun Romack, Jalen Lee are a transfer pickup. Not elite, but Kiffin would likely add a plug-and-play interior guy during the 2025 portal wave. Linebacker Harold Perkins, if he returns in 2026, and possible Whit Weeks. Perkins plus Weeks, one of the fastest linebacker duos in college football, and I personally hope they both return. Center back, Leonard Moore from Notre Dame. He's a ball hawk. Ashton Stamps, Trevino, if still rostered. Moore gives LSU a legit CB1 again. Safety, Ryan Yates and Kendrick Reescano are a transfer. So sorry about, could not pronounce his name. LSU would probably add a starting portal safety in this scenario. Overall, 2026 team outlook: offense top 5 nationally and defense top 20 nationally. With the offense a rebuilt, powerful offensive line, wide receiver depth ideal for Kiffin's tempo offense, red zone efficiency dramatically better. Again, this all go back to Kiffin's tempo offense. Defense top 20 nationally, pass rush finally returned, secondary vastly improved, linebackers speed elite, and with Kiffin retaining Blake Baker and Blake Baker choosing to return to LSU, definitely the defense be top ranked against nationally. Projected 2026 record, I think more clearer vision of this would be after the transfer portal window, and so late January I'll be able to get a more better view, but it wouldn't shock me if LSU goes 10-2 to compete for an SEC championship plus college football berth. I don't know about the SEC championship, but I do believe LSU should be in the conversation. Verge Osberg said it the best. LSU needs to, year after year, be in the college football playoffs, and I don't see why LSU should not be in the college football playoffs starting next year. Again, those are just prospects. Those are just hypotheticals. So, guys, we will see. But, guys, thank you so much for the downloads. Again, you can download Tiger Talk podcast wherever podcasts are available. Also, like and subscribe. Share my YouTube videos. They are my Tiger Talk podcast YouTube videos. All the links will be in the description. Give me a follow on social media. Those links will be in the description. And again, until next time, go Tigers.